Marcus, a 20-year-old, lived in Stockholm. It was a city of bridges and water, but Marcus didn't care much for the boats or the buildings. Marcus loved rocks. He loved their weight, their textures, the way they felt cool in his hand. He collected them everywhere. His pockets were always full. His mom would find them during laundry day. Round ones, jagged ones, smooth and rough. She'd shake her head and smile. "Marcus," she'd say, "what am I going to do with you?" Marcus would just shrug. He couldn't explain it. The rocks spoke to him. They held secrets. He dreamed of finding a really special rock, one that would change his life. He knew it was out there somewhere. He just had to find it. So every week, he'd set out on an adventure. His destination, the riverbanks. The other kids in his neighborhood thought he was strange. "What are you looking for, Marcus?" they'd taunt, pointing. "Gold? Diamonds?" They'd erupt in laughter as he brushed dirt off a particularly interesting find. Marcus would ignore them, his eyes scanning the ground. He knew what they said. He knew they called him Rocky behind his back. It stung a little, yeah, but he couldn't help it. The rocks called to him, and besides, he thought, maybe he would find something valuable one day. Wouldn't they be surprised then? He'd spend hours by the water, sifting through pebbles and stones. He learned the different types: granite, quartz, feldspar. He knew their properties, their textures, their stories. He imagined them as ancient artifacts, whispering secrets from the past. One cloudy Tuesday, 20-year-old Marcus felt a familiar pull. He skipped school. He knew his mom wouldn't be happy, but he couldn't shake the feeling. It was like the river was calling him. He raced towards the water, his heart pounding with anticipation. He scoured the bank for hours, ignoring the drizzle soaking through his jacket. Just as he was about to give up, he saw it. A glint of something unusual caught his eye. It was nestled between two large rocks, half buried in the mud. He reached for it, his fingers trembling with excitement. It was heavier than he expected, cold and smooth in his palm. It had a strange, almost magnetic quality to it. It was unlike anything he'd ever seen before. Could this be it? Could this be the rock that would change everything? He raced home, clutching the stone tightly. He showed it to his mother, his eyes shining with hope. She didn't understand his excitement, but she hugged him anyway. "It's beautiful, Marcus," she said, trying to sound enthusiastic. "What is it?" He didn't know, but he was determined to find out. He spent weeks researching online, visiting rock shops, even emailing a geologist at the university. No one could tell him what it was. Some dismissed it as worthless slag. Others offered a few measly kroner. Disheartened, Marcus almost threw the stone back into the river. What was the point? He'd been laughed at, ignored. He felt foolish, his dreams crushed. Maybe the other kids were right. Maybe he was just wasting his time. He tossed the stone into a dusty corner of his room and forgot about it. But fate, it seemed, had other plans.